Thank you for being here. Let me start with a few personal questions to get the conversation started and ask you, so who is Mike Abbott? What do you feel passionate about?
It's a great question to start with. Look, what I've been passionate about since probably my earliest days has been innovation.
Yeah.
And kind of using and driving change, right? I had an early experience at IBM when I was a research scientist at IBM Watson Labs, and it was around TCP/IP and LU 6.2. These something you wouldn't even know anymore.
Yeah, super technical.
Super technical. But the simple answer was the future of the world connectivity of computers going to be driven by a proprietary protocol or by the internet protocol?
Yeah.
And at the time, I lost the battle, and the company decided it was going to be driven by a proprietary protocol. And what I realized early on was that when these innovative things occur, I really enjoy helping drive that change.
Perfect.
Right?
And on a personal level, which are your favorite hobbies? What you like doing, reading? I know you fish.
I fish. I'm actually. I was actually trained by my father to be a cabinet maker. So I have a wood shop out behind my house, and I actually build boats.
Whoa!
You can imagine, I build boats. So I spend time.
You still do?
I still build boats. I still build cabinets. I have a full kind of custom furniture shop out behind my house, and that's when I get some downtime, I spend time doing that. It's a great.
So innovation boats.
It's you know what? There's something to be said. A lot of what we do we can't see.
Yeah.
The results of it. Sometimes we do with digital. A lot of times though we don't see you can't physically touch.
You cannot touch it, yeah.
But it's something to be said about taking a raw piece of wood that's just a mess and turning it into something beautiful, right?
And in your professional career, you used to be the CEO of SoftCard.
Yes.
And many of us touch on a daily basis something related to SoftCard. What's the story behind SoftCard, and how do we, in a daily basis, interact with something related to SoftCard?
Yeah, so that was a very interesting experience at the time in my life. Simply put, anytime you tap and pay with either Apple Pay or Google Pay, we had a hand in creating that. We were the first company to create both the ability to tap and pay on Apple, iOS, Android, and at the time, believe it or not, Windows phones and BlackBerry. So and still to this day, we're the only mobile app that ever allowed you to use one application across all major platforms to tap and pay.
Let me gear toward more questions related to the banking world. Accenture has released our consumer banking study.
Yes.
Yeah. The title was "Where's the Love?" What would you say are the main conclusions or the main insights on the study?
Yeah, there's a few things people should take away from the consumer study, the banking consumer study, the 50,000 people we surveyed globally. One is that digital has changed the way we bank, meaning we can talk to our customers every day, but it hasn't changed banking itself, right? There's no digital bank in the top 250 globally out there. So it's changed the way we bank, but not banking itself. And at the same time, it's made banking functionally correct and emotionally devoid, meaning we can check our balances, pay our bills, but we don't talk to our customers anymore.
Okay.
Right? And then so the third thing that people should take away is that the opportunity for banks to bring back the experience of the branch manager having a conversation with the customer into the mobile experience is a tremendous opportunity. And then the last thing I'd say they should take away from it when you dig into all of it is that there's a very solid equation for how to bring back the branch manager experience digitally. And it's very simple. Customers want you to remember them. Organize the data around the customer, just like your branch manager remember when you walked in last time.
Yeah.
Right? They want you to connect the experiences, meaning if you say something if you start something in one channel, you continue on
another one.
It's not rocket science. It's pretty simple. They want you to return the authority to them. And what I mean by that is they don't want to be sold. They don't want a banner ad. They want to be put in control of the decision. They want you to help them make the right decision and give them the direction, the advice, but they don't want you to force it on them. And last, simply put, they want to be acknowledged. They want to be acknowledged for the relationship and what they do with you, right? And that could be a rewards program, it could be loyalty, but it can be simple things too, right? And banks that do those four things tend to grow 50% faster organically than every other bank out there. So Yeah, for people.
It's not theoretical. There is an economic benefit.
Is it economic benefit? Back to our earlier conversation, it's straightforward. It's economic. It makes sense. You're putting the branch manager back in the phone, the conversation, and if you do that and you treat people with respect, kind of one of our core values, you're going to grow organically.
And I would like to connect these ideas with what is going on in the world of AI and Gen AI more specifically, if you want to. How does Gen AI enables this kind of opportunities or this request from customers to feel like, remember, value, advice in terms of being pushed to be sold? How does Gen AI helps banks do this? Can you give us an example on how this technology can help us leverage this opportunity?
Yeah, the most amazing thing about Gen AI, and I'll take it outside the banking world for a second. I think all the listeners here have probably heard about how people fall in love with their chatbots. Some people, right? Because it has the ability to have an emotional conversation. So
Yeah.
back to our problem of digital being functionally correct in banking, but emotionally devoid. I would say banking has lost its soul.
Yeah.
When you put Gen AI into that mix, you put the soul back in the bank.
Back a
Because you
little
can
bit.
have conversations. You can remember the data. If you think about what Gen AI does, it listens to what you're saying, it remembers what you did, and it brings the conversation forward. It's a branch manager. And if you incorporate Gen AI into all these conversations and channels, I think it came along at the exact right time to take us out of the digital age and put us back into kind of a new generation.